Welcome back. So we are driving through Myrtle Beach. We're going up to Guitar Center. Mason wants to take a look at a guitar. Sydney wants to look at a bass. Very excited about that. We're back inside the Lightning. Jennifer's driving the Lightning today. That's her. That's what she looks like. That's this little Jag merge in. So it has been quite fascinating over the past couple weeks we've had the truck about how many people stop and ask questions. Last night was pretty cool. I was going to one of the Walmarts locally to buy a COVID test for one of the kids. And it was nighttime. That's usually when people tend to notice the truck more is at dusk and at night because the light bar lights up. And I got into the Walmart parking lot and a car pulled up with two guys in it from Kentucky and asked if they could see the truck. They saw it on the road and said, "Oh, I think that's a Lightning," and pulled in, and we talked for about 20 minutes. He had just ordered a Mach-E, so I showed him the screen, let him sit in it a little bit. We looked at the chargers that you get with the charger that you get with it. Super nice guys, and it's been fascinating just having some of those discussions everywhere we go, because this is still the first one down here in the Myrtle Beach area, as far as I'm aware. What have we had this 2-3 weeks? I think 3 weeks. Myrtle Beach Ford, which is called Beach Ford Lincoln, the day or two after we picked this up, got their mannequin, which I believe is gray. We may see it. We're going to drive past it in just a minute. There's the Myrtle Beach Airport. It looks like that. Spirit and Southwest in and out of here all day, every day. So let's talk about what do we like about this thing. It has a ton of space. The seats are very comfortable. The big screen is kind of love or hate. If comments I've gotten from people, some people think it's too big. I initially thought that I liked the smaller screen that you see in the XLT and the Pro trim. And I thought maybe I wasn't going to like this, but I do. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to work with. Just still trying to get used to, some of the navigation of it. But you can see down at the bottom, you have all your climate control stuff. Kind of just like they're really permanently there. Just like if they were, physical buttons. Like you do have a few physical buttons down here: parking assist, your hazard lights, max defrost. But the cooled seats and the heated seats. So if I wanted to, since I'm sitting in the passenger seat, right now the cool seat's on low, most of the fan noise you hear is really related to the cooled seats. But if I wanted to change it to heated seats, I could just move this up, and now the seats will change to hot. If I want to go down the cold seats, I can go all the way down, where there's a couple steps in between, so you can pick what you want. So that's very nice. If I turn off, I'm going to turn off the climate for just a second. Show you how quiet it is. That's it. You can hear the kids whispering in the back.
Not intentional at all.
No.
So,
bus. It's still on.
Let's go and put that back on auto. But that is really the loudest thing inside the cab of this truck are the fans for the air conditioning and the seats. That's really all you hear. Very minimal road noise, no engine noise. It is extremely smooth in the ride. And I'd seen some videos where people thought maybe the suspension was a little too floaty, and I don't think that at all. I think it rides fantastic. So you do have a couple outlets up here. You got your auxiliary glove box there. Regular glove box is down here. Tons of storage space inside this thing. I'm not going to do it because she's driving, but inside here, huge amount of storage. The wireless battery charger for your cell phones is down there. Yeah, I don't use that much, but I do use this little slot to stick my phone in there. One of the problems I've sort of had with it, and I'm not sure if the source is the interface here on the screen for the Sync 4A, or if the problem exists with me, which is entirely possible. But Apple CarPlay does not always come up. I've tried using the USB-C, which is what's plugged in right now. I've used USB-A, and I kind of get both problems. So if I press connect, what I'll get is this. Right, so here it is, we're plugged in, but I'm not getting Apple CarPlay to come up. If I hit, then you have to hit phone list. See, it might cut the camera off if I do this. You hit phone list, and then I choose my phone, connect Apple CarPlay. And see, there it is, that time it connected, but sometimes you do that a couple times and it doesn't connect. But there's what Apple CarPlay looks like on it. It's huge, it's very nice. Not going either of those places. It's being a little quirky. There it is. So we're in the downtown Myrtle Beach area. We just passed the Ford dealership. I didn't get to look over. Looks like we might get some more rain here in a little bit. We passed Coastal Grand Mall back there a little ways ago too. A little ways. Less than a mile ago. And they have Tesla superchargers there, but no Electrify America, no DC fast charging. The fastest DC fast charging that we found down here has been at Grand Strand Nissan. And that gets you 43, actually I think we peaked out at 47 kilowatt hours per hour. So I sat it there for a little bit a couple weeks ago and let it charge up. That was before we got the 80 amp charger installed at the house, which is currently set on 60 amps, so we can charge without overheating. And I guess that's kind of about it for the moment. We are taking a really cool road trip in the next week. We're going to be leaving from Myrtle Beach, going to Asheville, North Carolina to see the Biltmore, spending the night just outside, well, Asheville East, I think it's called, at a Holiday Inn Express. They have a charger there, which they said is free, so we can use that. Then we're going to the Biltmore the next day, and then we're going to leave there and drive to Cherokee, North Carolina, and stay at the Harrah's Cherokee Casino Hotel. And they have chargers on at least 2 chargers, it looks like, on every level of their garage. So we're going to go there and stay there for a night, and then we're going to drive up through the Smoky Mountains National Park and through there up towards Knoxville, and then we're going to go west over to Nashville, Tennessee. None of us has ever been to Nashville before, so we're looking forward to that. We rented an Airbnb there, so I'm not going to plug it into the house at the Airbnb, but there are several chargers in downtown Nashville.
Did you
That
really
made more noise than me and Sydney's whispering.
That's what you get.
That was just not a good idea.
Did it even hurt?
No, it was
It
horrible.
wasn't meant to hurt. You were
Bad connection, loud noise ruined your video more than me and Sydney's whispering in the back.
didn't ruin the video. I'm still recording. People are going to enjoy it. That's what you get. So we're looking forward to Nashville. You know, we'll do the Broadway area and we'll look at the lightning, all that stuff. But I really want to go to the Gibson garage and look at guitar stuff. So hopefully the trip doesn't get more expensive than it needs to be in the Gibson garage. I want to go to this place. This is the Captain George's Seafood Buffet. This place is always busy. Another place that's typically pretty busy down here, you can see just over the roof of this Chevy Equinox up here, is the PGA Tour Superstore. There are 2 of those, as far as I know there are 2, one here and one in North Myrtle Beach. And there's also the Dick's Sporting Goods also has the Golf Galaxy attached to it. There are, I think it's 83 was the last count. I think I heard golf courses down here. So there is no shortage for golf stores and anything you want to buy related to golf. What are we over here? On the right, yeah, Broadway on the beach. We can see the Ripley's Aquarium over there, which is pretty good. Dave and Buster's. We haven't been into the Dave and Buster's here. I think they're all alike.
It's Top Golf behind there, the dead.
Yeah, and down in the distance, over here, can't see where my finger's pointing, is Top Golf. And I do want to go there in the next couple weeks.
It's just always busy.
Yeah, we went there. I tried to make reservations several weeks ago on a day when the weather wasn't great, and they told me it was an 8-hour wait. So actually it was like 8.5 hours. I said, no, we'll try another day. And that's one of the, there's plus and minus to living down here with all of this stuff. It's hard to get into some of the places during the peak tourist vacation season, but then in the off season we can typically do a lot of this stuff. Some of it's cheaper, and you don't have to wait as long. You do have so many things you can do. I really like, there's tons of restaurants. We can go to a different restaurant every day, just about. And there's no shortage of activities. So it's really a fantastic place to live. Horry County, which is spelled Horry, but it's pronounced Horry. Some people still say Horry, but it's not pronounced Horry. You'll never hear anybody say that. Usually Horry is the most common pronunciation of that. So, fastest growing county as far as I'm aware, last thing I heard, in the country. Jennifer is learning that the brakes on this thing are no joke. You barely have to tap the brake pedal and the vehicle comes to a stop. And most of it, when it does it, I'll just kind of leave the camera up over here for when we get up to this red light. And you can see over, where's my finger, over on this side, where it says the range is 182 miles. When you stop, it kind of grades you on how well your braking was. It'll give you this brake coach. You can see now with the green light going up, it's returning power back to the battery pack. And then after she comes to a complete stop, it'll say there it is, brake coach, 100% energy returned. So that means all of the energy that was generated from the vehicle stopping went back into the battery pack. And my understanding of that is that's all electric motor, and that's not using the disc brakes at all. Sorry, and we're back. The Apple CarPlay clicked off for a second, and when it did, it stopped the video. So anyway, the My EV driving section in the app will tell you how many miles you got back from regeneration. So if you take we've done these a couple times, 50 some mile trips from here up to Marion, South Carolina, and we'll typically get 5 to 8 extra miles of range just from regen, just from the braking power that we were able to regenerate back into the battery pack from that. So it grades you on your braking. It also grades you on your driving, how efficient your driving is. So right now, this trip we've been driving 30 minutes. We've gone 13.5 miles, and it tells us we're doing 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour. So you kind of have to think about miles per kilowatt hour the same way you would think of miles per gallon if you're driving a regular gas car. So typically I'm able to keep that up around 2.2 to 2.5, and that's pretty efficient. If we're going, so we'll see what we get on this trip when we start getting higher speeds on the highways over the next couple of days, headed out to Nashville, yeah, and up through the mountains. You know, that might dip down. We might dip down to 1.5. I'm kind of curious to see that. So as we do that trip, we'll make a video along the way, show you where the chargers are. I anticipate we're going to stop once in Columbia, South Carolina at the Electrify America station there. We won't need a full charge there, but I'll need enough to get us to the Holiday Inn Express in Asheville East, because they have free charging, and I'd rather use free charging than paid charging. We'll see how that goes, and then we should be able to make it from there out to Cherokee. It's only, I think, about an hour and a half drive from Asheville to Cherokee, and then we'll charge up free there. And then I think the first time we really have to pay after that is probably Knoxville, Electrify America. We'll stop there, get something to eat. Should be able to charge it up plenty from what we need in 30 to 45 minutes. So that should be, I think it's going to work out pretty well. I'm just curious to see if it goes to plan. You know, that's one of the things you hear when people ask questions about driving EVs like this, is, well, you have to stop to charge, you can't go anywhere you want. You can go anywhere you want, you just have to plan it a little bit better. To me, it kind of makes it almost like a game. You have to plan your route out a little bit. But if you want to go somewhere off the main highways, you can do that. It's got 320 miles of range. You have plenty of range to do that. So we'll see how much stuff we can fit in the front, because we didn't buy the tonneau cover for the back yet. So everything we take with us has got to be frunkable. We're driving into a pretty good little storm. Swag. So we're headed up towards the North Myrtle Beach area. Myrtle Beach is a very spread out town. We live on the south side, which is commonly referred to as the South Strand. So down there, really coming from south to north to get up to here, you would have Pawleys Island, Litchfield, Merle's Inlet. Those are in Georgetown County. Then we cross over into Horry County and you get to Garden City Beach, Surfside Beach, and then you start getting into Myrtle Beach kind of proper. And then we're on the north side of the downtown area of Myrtle Beach. Look at that cloud. It's pretty awesome. And then you go from Myrtle Beach into Briarcliff Estates, which is very small little, it almost seems like a private town. It's like a small private community, and that's only probably a mile long, I think, at least on this road. That's what it seems to be. And then you get into North Myrtle Beach next, and what comes after that? Atlantic Beach, maybe? Cherry Grove. And then you get up towards Calabash, which is right at the border, Little River, and then Calabash, right at the border of South Carolina and North Carolina. So it's really a great little area. Everybody's not jammed in one space. There's a lot to do. Tons of houses going on. I mean, you might have just seen it. It looked like they were building condos or something on the right back there. And we're back. I had a temperature warning on the phone. I guess I was holding it in the sun and it gave me temperature warning and shut down.
It's very hot right now.
Where does it say the temperature? It says 87.
Yeah, but we're.
But I was probably holding it kind of, yeah. I was holding it under the glass from the windshield. We just had a great lightning strike right before I turned the phone back on. Pirates Voyage. This is a very popular place down here. It says a Dolly Parton company. So this is kind of like medieval times, but with pirates. There's also like an Opry type thing over here, but you can see how busy the Pirates Voyage is. There's the Carolina Opry over there. These places are always packed. So we're just giving you a little kind of driving tour through the middle and northern part of Myrtle Beach area anyway. This would be a fantastic time for you to click like, click subscribe, share this video with any of your friends that like Myrtle Beachy type stuff or Ford F-150 Lightning stuff. Tomorrow, I think Nathan and I are did we get it? I don't know if you're able to see that lightning. It was just to the right. It might have been just off the camera. Nathan and I are going to go play golf tomorrow. I'm not sure where or what time yet, but we'll make a video of that as well. We're having a good time getting out and both of us learning how to play this game, but trying to go to some of the various golf courses, kind of give you little tours of those as well. North Myrtle, you can see it says Windy Hill Beach, Crescent Beach, Ocean Drive Beach. I don't really know where the delineation points on all of those are.
Well, like where Libby Allen's house is considered Windy Hill.
Right, but they don't. Everybody on here doesn't know where Libby Allen's house is.
I'm just saying.
You should. It's a nice house. It's up here on the right across the street from Barefoot Landing. We'll get to that in a minute. This is a pretty cool little go-kart track. It's multi-level. sort of show it out the window there. Lots of all-you-can-eat seafood buffets. If you like seafood buffets, you could eat them breakfast, lunch, and dinner down here and not repeat one probably for about a week. Sounded like it was right over us. Lots of storage down here in the doors. I highly recommend, based on yesterday, getting the plastic drop-in floor liners. And I'll tell you why I recommend that. I had to go to the dentist yesterday. It's been a couple years, so it was after, kind of not after, but in the middle of my work day. So I didn't want to go there with my lunch stuck in my teeth. So I went to Target, bought a toothbrush, and bought some mouthwash so I could brush my teeth. This is what I did in the Target parking lot. I tried to hide so nobody could see me. But then I put the cap, or so I thought, I put the cap on the mouthwash and put the mouthwash down here. And I looked over when I got to the dentist, and the mouthwash had spilled all in the plastic tray. This whole thing was just full of mouthwash. So it smells minty in here now. It's nice. It could smell much worse, but it's still a little strong. So I took it to the car wash yesterday and rinsed it out. So let's take a look at the sunroof while you're here. Jennifer opened the sunroof at the last red light. But the sunroof is huge. Panoramic roof. So this front part will open. The back part back here does not open. But then it also has the sunshade, which is in the back. You can open full length, or you can close it halfway to here, or you can close that the entire way. When it's really hot or sunny in the middle of the day, I keep it closed because I'm a bald guy and I don't want sunburn on my head. But when it's like this, I do like to have it open. Trying to catch a good lightning strike here somewhere. This is the built-in navigation. I showed you what the Apple CarPlay looks like, but the built-in navigation here is really very good. And you can hit where to, and you type in where you're going. Another thing you can do, if you want to see what you have in the back, you have different cameras, which are really kind of cool as you're driving along. This is the front view camera. So if you're over some rocks or off-road, or you want to make sure you're not going to hit somebody that's right in front of the truck, you're not sure if anybody's there, it does have this camera right on the front grille. So that's really cool, and you can hit this and it'll give you different views. Here's one of the bed. So if you want to see what you're carrying around in the bed, like I used this the other day, we went to the dump in the recycling area and took all of our recycling there. So I kept this on while we drove there to make sure nothing was blowing out. But if you have stuff in the bed and you don't want to keep saying, hey, turning your head around and looking in the bed, you can just kind of keep your eye on it right here. There was a good lightning strike on the right. And you got another one that can show you out the back as well. And then there's trailer hitch version that just shows you straight down if you're gonna have a trailer hooked up. So you have access to more when the vehicle seems to be not running. As soon as we started moving, you can see it gave us less options. So we have some pretty cool stuff with that. Apparently things in the road are a theme with this truck. If you remember, if you got to see the first video when Mason and I first drove it home, we didn't make it 4 miles before we hit a pallet that was in the road. This is the Tanger outlets. We have 2 areas of Tanger outlets. This one here and then another one on 501 between Myrtle Beach and Conway. They both have free chargers. I believe they're Charge Point. I think they're 6 chargers. So I'm not sure where we were when it cut off last. I think my phone just keeps overheating. It doesn't really feel that hot. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But now we're on Jennifer's phone. I think when it cut off, I was talking about the Tanger outlets on the right. And they have free chargers by Charge Point. I think they're either 6 or 7 kilowatts. And then we passed a new Chick-fil-A on the left. Super exciting when it opened. And that's next to one of the 3, I think, Hooters that are down here. A lot of restaurant chains have multiple locations down here. Kind of one on the south end, one in the middle, one on the north. You see that with, who else has that? Carrabba's has a couple locations. Bonefish Grill. So this is the Briar Cliff. If I can get you on the side. Briar Cliff Acres. Kind of a little private community here between Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach area. Discharging fireworks is prohibited in North Myrtle Beach. Over here on the left, this is Barefoot Landing. Really cool little area, lots of shops. There are other videos on YouTube showing people walking around, and we'll probably do one as well. Greg Norman's got a restaurant here.
Blueberry Grill.
Blueberry Grill is fantastic. Blueberry Grill over there. Breakfast, lunch. Are they open for dinner, or is it just a breakfast lunch place? Really good. Greg Norman probably catching some heat over the whole LIV golf thing. What else is in here? That Lulu's is in here, which is Jimmy Buffett's sister, Lucy. Lulu's, huge restaurant, kind of open air, open on all 3 sides, kind of 3 of the 4 sides of the restaurant. Nice breeze blowing through, right on the Intercoastal Waterway. Many different menu options, something that everybody can eat there. There's also the place from Pittsburgh, what's that called? Umberto's is very good, kind of family style dining. They bring you out, things in big bowls that you can share. Ron John's Surf Shop.
They just opened a land.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett just opened a Land Shark Bar and Grill here. He also has Margaritaville, a little south of here, Broadway at the beach. So he opened the Land Shark here.
There's a River City.
River City Cafe's up in here. This other Wild Wing Cafe, it's up there. We don't recommend that. It wasn't very good.
Dick's Last Resort, if you're into that.
Dick's Last Resort. What else is up here? We just went House of Blues and Alligator Adventure, where we went a few days ago, made a video when my father was down at Alligator Adventure. So there's a video on the channel. You can go back and take a look at that. It was actually much bigger and much better than what I expected it to be. There's the House of Blues. That's a sign for House of Blues anyway. I believe Eric Johnson is playing there next year. Eric Johnson, absolutely incredible. Everybody needs to see him play. Duplin Winery. Duplin or Duplin? I guess it's
I don't know.
Duplin.
We've never been. It must have been in line, so.
There's Alligator Adventure. More restaurants over here. If you like breakfast, it's just, there's non-stop pancake houses. I feel like we've been in more monsoon type rainstorms in the past 3 weeks down here than we've had all year. And I've been caught in several of them in this truck just in the past few weeks. One happened when Nathan and I were playing the Hackler golf course at Coastal Carolina University a couple weeks ago. That one's pretty funny. I think we were on hole 13 or 14 and it started to rain, and they told us there was severe weather in the area, so to come in, and we were drenched by the time we got back to the clubhouse and the golf club. And we had a lot of flooding that day. That was the 4th of July. There was a lot of news reports and a lot of videos right in this area, kind of where we are in North Myrtle Beach, of the flooding that day. Like almost up to half the depth of some regular sedan size, kind of like a Honda Accord there. You know, up midway, well over midway over the tires. So we've had some pretty good storms. They just pop up along the coast. Because the ocean is just, it's probably not a half mile to the east of where we are. The Atlantic Ocean's just down there a ways, not far. So we get a lot of little storms that pop up right along the coast. So these trucks are all-time four-wheel drive. 2 electric motors, 1 electric motor on each axle. So both of them getting power all the time, so 4-wheel drive. She's wearing her helmet, but she's soaked. It's good she's wearing her helmet, though. I don't know. I'd like to see what the ratio is for miniature golf courses to actual golf courses down here. I think it's probably pretty close to 1 to 1. Look at this. It's been raining 5 minutes. Sugar Life, I believe this is the one you can go in, buy any type of, really any type of sugar thing ever made. Different types of lollipops. And one of them you can buy is a lollipop with a scorpion in it. Actual real dead scorpion inside your lollipop. I just don't understand why anybody would want that. But if you want it, Myrtle Beach is the place you can get it at Sugar Life. You can see there.
Huh.
Let's not do that. here on the left is the other PGA Superstore. The entire right lane, the entire slow lane is completely flooded out. The batteries on these trucks are on the bottom, between the frame. They are, I've had people say, well, is it concerning if you're driving, you know, in flooded water or in rain with a battery operated vehicle? And no, it's not. They're completely sealed. And this truck, I believe, is rated for water fording up to 24 inches without any concern for any problems. Another pancake house. The rain sensing wipers are doing their job. One thing that I've seen that's kind of cool, that the truck also has automatic high beams. Our Mustang has that as well. So when you're driving at night, if it doesn't see any other headlights up ahead of you rather, it'll turn on the high beams, and then when it sees lights that it thinks is another vehicle, it turns them down. Another really cool thing that it does, when you're making a turn at night, you put I know it does it if you put the blinker on. I'm guessing I don't know if it does it if you don't turn the blinker on or not, I don't know. But turn the blinker on to go to make a left, the headlights will turn ahead of you to try to illuminate the road that you're going to the left or to the right. And that has been really cool. And then when you straighten back out, you can see the headlights kind of come back to the center. And the first time I noticed that was on the back entry to our neighborhood, a little kind of an access road into the neighborhood. And I noticed it did it. And that's pretty cool. It did make a difference, because when you're going to the left or to the right, you know, your eyes start to go that way before, you know, while you're in the turn or you're starting to make the turn. So it was nice to have a little extra light in that area, and the truck did that for us. Couldn't see it. Bowling alley with the Crazy Mason milkshake bar. I didn't know the one up here had the Crazy Mason milkshake bar. The one, the A10 doesn't. The A10 bowling alley in Market Common has the Crazy Mason milkshake bar, and Jennifer's saying the one on 501 does, and now this one does too. And I just saw someone from Maryland, where I'm from, posted something about a Crazy Mason milkshake bar opening up. Yeah. So we went there, I guess it was a year and a half ago. 4 of us bought milkshakes. It was $72. With the tip, okay. $72 for 4 milkshakes. But it's kind of like a meal replacement. You don't eat dinner and then go there for dessert. It's kind of its own thing. They're so big. Pittsburgh Pizza Pub. It's all Steelers colors, so you might want to avoid that. What do you guys think?
About
Mason, what do you think about the truck?
I got leg room.
You have leg room? You do have a lot of leg room. How tall are you?
Like 6
5'10" and 7/8".
6 foot.
You're not 6 foot.
I am. I measured myself the other day. 6'1" surfboard. I was barely shorter than it.
All right. So maybe he's within an inch or so of 6 foot. I don't know, but you can see. I mean, look at that. Look how far his knees are. I mean, you can actually see his knees through the holes in his pants. So there's really no question as to where his knees actually are. So a ton of space. Sydney, what do you think?
I think I also have space. And there's also this conveniently placed Ford gifted hairbrush. But don't. This is from Ford. Ask them for one. Or
Ford
sue
didn't
them.
give you a hairbrush.
Yes, it did.
No, they didn't. They gave me that hat.
No, they did. They gave you this hairbrush.
Sydney, they did not give you a hairbrush. They gave me an F-150 Lightning hat, but you can see how much space they have, and you can open the rear window if you want, like that.
Please, that's not.
No.
I'm talking about how this is how
Yeah, we went there once. Mutiny Bay, miniature golf. What else is up here? There's a BurgerFi up here. BurgerFi is pretty good. That was a code red weather announcement I just got on my phone. Well, actually, that's not for here. That's for Marion, South Carolina, which is about an hour inland from us.
Are we all supposed to be having our pool party now-ish?
There's a Kroger over here. Kroger in some states is putting in electric vehicle chargers in all of their grocery stores, but I don't believe South Carolina was on that list. I would love to see it. We just desperately need more level 2, level 3 charging down here. Most people that live here like us can charge it at home and it's not a big deal, but as we drive around, there's a lot of Teslas. I see a lot of Mustang Mach-E's. I've seen several of the electric Konas. There's quite a few Volkswagen ID4s I see down here on a regular basis. I think with being one of the biggest vacation spots in the country now that it is, I just think we need some more infrastructure, some more chargers down here.
I requested.
Yes.
Are we there yet?
No, we're not there yet. My God, man. Look at these guys. They wish they were there.
I just wish they were not walking, unfortunately.
Flooded over the side. It is flooded over the side. Well, the Guitar Center's up here in North Myrtle Beach.
Mason, we could have gotten here much quicker if we had taken 31.
But I didn't want to take 31. 31 is kind of a road that's just inland from us, maybe a mile or two. But it's like 3 or 4 lanes each way, no red lights. It's kind of like an expressway.
Dad needs to
And
make
it-
this video longer for ad revenue.
No, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet, so there's no ad revenue.
Look how blonde Mason's hair's gotten already.
No, we had 777 subscribers this morning. I would like to get to 1,000, in the next couple weeks. I think that would be fun. But anyway, 31 is a mapped road, so you can go true Blue Cruise hands-free on 31. Here you can't. It's red lights. This is a much busier road with all of the vacation traffic, and the residents use this as well. But I just like this drive a little bit better. 31's faster, but it's a boring drive. It's not as much fun. This is more fun.
It's just more efficient.
It is more efficient. If you have to do it fast, 31 is much better. But here, this is not a mapped road, so you can still turn Blue Cruise on, and it will give you adaptive cruise control. You can set your speed. You can set the distance between you and the car in front of you. But it wants you to keep your hand on the wheel. You can take your hand off the wheel for a few seconds, but then it'll remind you to put your hands back on the wheel. And what I've noticed is many times my hand is actually resting on, that's flooded out. My hand is actually rested on, it's out of focus though. Rest it on the wheel, but it won't know it because I'm not doing anything. My hand's just sitting there. So you got to kind of jiggle it a little bit. I hope it's in focus. I think when there's water on the windshield, it tends to confuse. Look at that, that's all flooded out. Tends to confuse the autofocus a little bit because it wants to focus on the windshield.
Focus on the raindrops.
Yeah. More miniature golf. There's the Carrabba's. The next one. Rio's Brazilian Steakhouse is up here. And you're going to think, and some of you may just send me nasty grams for this, but some of the best filet mignon I've ever had has been at that Rio's Brazilian Steakhouse.
That one. Yeah, that one was better than
that one was better than, yeah, Broadway at the beach. They were both very good, but I think this North Myrtle Beach one was a little bit better. But their filet was absolutely incredible. I think Mason ate 9 pieces of it. So this is a pretty big shopping center up here on the north end. You know, the Guitar Center's in here, but there's also Home Goods, Hobby Lobby. Mason wants to go. Ulta, that's the makeup store, whatever. Some Pilates place. There's a couple restaurants in here. TJ Maxx, chiropractor. So I think that pretty much concludes the video for now. Thank you all for watching. Again, please click like, subscribe. Look forward to the video, whatever Nathan and I, wherever we go tomorrow, we'll make a video of whatever golf course we're at. And please check in with us over the next week. And we will have videos from from Myrtle Beach to Asheville, and then Asheville to Nashville. We'll talk about charging, and we'll just kind of show the areas a little bit too, what we're able to see. So that'll be a lot of fun. Thanks, and have a great night.